ialah satu usaha oleh ASEAN untuk membawa segala kepakaran yang tersedia ada di dalam di dalam ASEAN di dalam bidang keselamatan makanan supaya kita boleh menggunakan kepakaran dan pengalaman yang tersedia ada untuk mewujudkan standard yang sama untuk negara-negara di dalam ASEAN di dalam bidang keselamatan makanan yang dinilai kepada penetapan antarabangsa. Dan tujuan kita ialah untuk meningkatkan lagi tahap assessment terhadap keselamatan makanan yang dibuat di ASEAN pada masa sekarang untuk bawa dia kepada suatu tahap yang lebih tinggi, iaitu yang boleh diiktiraf oleh agensi-agensi antarabangsa dan negara-negara yang lain macam Eropah, macam Amerika Syarikat dan negara-negara yang lain. Dan penubuhan ASEAN Risk Assessment Center ini telah mendapat sokongan daripada the European Union melalui agensi kerjasama di antara ASEAN dan European Union. Dan sokongan ini akan memastikan kita boleh berkongsi maklumat di antara satu dengan lain, dan melalui ini akan bantu supaya apa yang dicapai oleh kita ialah selaras dengan taraf antarabangsa. Ini sangat mustahak kerana sebagai satu rantau, ASEAN menjadi satu bahagian di dalam dunia yang menjadi pengeluar makanan yang begitu besar. Contoh di dalam negara kita, kita hantar ikan kepada Eropah dan kita hantar ayam kepada beberapa negara yang berhampiran. Dan bila kita buat perkara ini, apa yang diharapkan oleh negara-negara penerima ialah makanan yang dihantar daripada negara kita selamat daripada semua punca mengikut piawaian yang telah ditetapkan oleh mereka. So untuk mencapai perkara itu, kita mesti ada sistem yang boleh kaji, boleh iktiraf dan mungkin pada masa hadapan memberi pensijilan yang boleh diterima oleh peringkat antarabangsa. Ini yang sangat mustahak. Tadi di dalam ucapan saya telah sentuh satu harapan saya bahawa di dalam satu masa kita boleh ada satu pensijilan bersama di peringkat ASEAN dan kalau itu boleh diiktiraf sebagai satu pensijilan, kalau mana-mana negara atau mana-mana syarikat yang mungkin mengekspor bahan makanan daripada rantau ASEAN, kalau mereka ada sijil itu, tiada ada mana-mana pihak di mana-mana tempat di dunia ini akan menyoal itu, kerana itu ialah satu pengiktirafan antarabangsa. Kita kena bergerak kepada arah itu, tetapi pencapaian itu mungkin akan ambil masa. Kerana di dalam negara ASEAN pun semua di dalam tanggah pembangunan itu memang keadaan mereka, kedudukan mereka berbeza. Ada yang sudah lebih tinggi, ada yang masih sedang menubuhkan institusi-institusi yang berkaitan. So kita akan bekerjasama. Contohnya bahagian kawalan keselamatan di dalam Malaysia ini mungkin sudah ada pengalaman yang lebih lama kalau dibanding kepada negara-negara yang lain. So asas kepada itu kita boleh memberi bantuan, sokongan kepada negara-negara itu supaya mereka boleh mencapai taraf yang sama, dan lepas itu kita bersama boleh bergerak kepada tahap di mana ada mutu yang sama. Right? So today I launched the ASEAN Risk Assessment Center, which is a joint venture project between ASEAN and supported by the European Union's cooperation. And the aim of this is to bring higher standards for the entire sector of safety in food assessment in the ASEAN level, to meet up with current scientific thinking and current scientific needs. And it's a very good measure because it enables the common experiences of the ASEAN countries and the and the expertise and scientific community which believes with the ASEAN to actually work together to actually come up with these common standards and common risk assessment platform. And this is important because as a region, ASEAN actually we not only produce food for our own local consumption, we do produce food which we actually export to other countries, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, many countries we're exporting. And when we export food to other countries, of course, they have got expectations that our food will meet up to standards of food safety which they have defined. And it's up to our institutions to be able to meet up to those standards so that it's not questioned. So for us to ensure this, there is a need for us to have a higher awareness of this need to assess our risks on ourselves. And as I suggested in my speech, probably work towards a common certification and accreditation, which could be internationally accredited because it's up to that level. And if that we can reach towards the stage, I'm sure it will take time because each of our countries are in different stages of evolution as far as this goes. But once we reach that stage and that is being recognized, that will make our life much simpler. Because in one certification, you can go to many other countries in the world without a need to worry. Otherwise, you have to deal with every country with every standard which might vary from one to another and makes it very difficult. So I think that will make a lot of economic sense. And for example, in Malaysia, the major manufacturing industries in food who export food products, they already brought their standards to international standards. They all are HACCP accredited. Their food can be exported anywhere because they have reached the standards. But we want that to become more. Even the SMEs, the smaller ones, they have to bring themselves to the higher level. So this is our aim, and I hope that we can reach that stage. Okay? இன்று ஆசியான் நிலையிலான உணவு பாதுகாப்பு கணிக்கக்கூடிய நிலையத்தை நான் அதிகாரப்பூர்வமாக திறந்து வைத்திருக்கின்றேன். உணவு பாதுகாப்பும் உணவு சுகாதாரமும் ரொம்ப முக்கியமானது. ஏனென்றால் சுகாதாரமான உணவு நாம் பெற முடியும் என்பதை உறுதி செய்ய வேண்டும் என்பது மக்களிடையில் இருக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு எதிர்பார்ப்பு. மலேசியாவில் இருக்கக்கூடிய பல உணவு உற்பத்தி செய்யக்கூடியவர்கள் அவர்களுடைய உணவு உற்பத்தியை மற்ற நாடுகளுக்கு ஏற்றுமதி செய்கின்றார்கள். அவர்கள் ஏற்றுமதி செய்யும் பொழுது அதோடைய தரம் உயர்வாக இருக்க வேண்டும் என்பது அந்த நாடுகள் எதிர்பார்ப்பு இயல்பானது. அதனால் அந்த நிலையை அடைய வேண்டுமென்றால் அந்த உற்பத்தி செய்யக்கூடிய முறைகள் அனைத்துலக ரீதியான நிர்ணயிக்கப்பட்ட பாதுகாப்பு அம்சங்களின் அடிப்படையிலே உற்பத்தி செய்யப்படுகின்றது. மனிதர்கள் உண்ணுவதற்கு அது எந்த விதமான பிரச்சனையும் உருவாக்காது, பாதுகாப்பாக இருக்கும் என்பதை உறுதி செய்ய வேண்டும் என்றால் அதுக்கு ஆய்வுகள் தேவை, அதை கவனிக்கக்கூடிய குழுக்கள் தேவை. அப்புறம் அது செஞ்சதுக்கு பிறகு அது உறுதியானதுன்னு சான்றிதழ் கொடுக்கக்கூடிய குழு தேவை. இதெல்லாம் செய்வதற்கு தான் இந்த ஆசியான் ரிஸ்க் அசஸ்மெண்ட் சென்டர் இன்று மலேசிய சுகாதார அமைச்சில் இருந்து ஆசியான் முழுவதும் ஆலோசனை கொடுப்பதற்காக ஆரம்பிக்கப்பட்டது. இது ஆசியானாவில் ஏற்றுக்கொள்ளப்பட்டது. ஆகையினாலே மலேசிய சுகாதார அமைச்சில் இயங்கக்கூடிய இந்த ஆசியான் ரிஸ்க் அசஸ்மெண்ட் சென்டர் ஆசியானில் இருக்கக்கூடிய எல்லா நிபுணர்களையும் ஒருங்கிணைத்து அந்த உணவின் அடிப்படையிலே உயர்ந்த ஒரு தரத்தை உறுதி செய்வதற்கான முயற்சியை செய்து மலேசியாவிலும் மற்றும் ஆசியான் ரீதியிலும் தயாரிக்கப்படுகின்ற எல்லா உணவுகளும் உலகளாவிய அளவில் இருக்கக்கூடிய ஸ்டாண்டர்டை அடைந்து எல்லா பாதுகாப்பு அம்சங்களையும் பின்பற்றி எல்லா நிலையிலும் அதை உண்ணக்கூடியவர்களுக்கு எந்த ஒரு பிரச்சனையும் கொண்டு வராமல் நல்ல நிலையில் இருப்பதை உறுதி செய்வதற்காக செயல்படும். ஓகே, எனி questions? That will depend on how fast all the member states actually evolve. But we can work in stages. This is my view. I probably will present it in the ASEAN Health Ministers meeting is coming in Brunei in a couple of months. Maybe we can start as a voluntary basis of certification among those group of people who probably think they've already reached the standards. So we can do that. And if there's an agreement on that standard, that can be done quite fast. Because even in Malaysia, We have a lot of manufacturing industries who already reach very high international standards of manufacturing practices. Likewise in Thailand, in Indonesia, there are already companies which have reached the state. So we could start off. Those who want that kind of voluntary ASEAN certification, if we put this as standard, then those companies can use that. Then the others can gradually work towards that as time goes by. So that will be one way of making sure that we can work towards that fast, because there's already people who can comply with. And as we motivate the others, as particularly the SMEs and the smaller ones, to work in the direction. But if we wait for everybody to be ready, it could take time. It could take time. So the kickoff method might be one where you have various options, and you can have an option of one group who actually willingly coming forward for voluntary certification, which could be used. Oh yes, that's the whole idea of this ASEAN Risk Assessment Center, is to promote regional collaboration, exchange of technical expertise and advice to one another, so that each country's mechanisms can be strengthened. I think that's very important.
I'm a reporter from Thailand, and can you give us an example of how the ARAC works in case if there is any food crisis in Thailand and you send expertise to walk into this matter in Thailand?
At the official level, I think they have to work out the operating procedures for this to based on a mutually agreed platform. Of course, if Thailand says, hey, look here, we have this problem, we need your help, I'm sure more than often the countries in ASEAN will be willing to accept, you see. But we don't want a situation that there's a food crisis and then the intruders who want to go there and get involved in a local situation. They're two different situations. So if we can define the standard operating procedures whereby this cooperation can be done, I'm sure, at least I can speak for Malaysia, we will definitely respond to any country in the region who requires our help based on their request. Right.
So how many countries that have already?
I think in every country there will be different levels. There will be those who are already exporting to countries like Europe and America. Their standards will be very high. There will be those who are producing only for local consumption. They might have compromised to a lower standard. So I think we have to take that into consideration. And then while we put standards of that high, those who are on the top will probably be able to meet it immediately. This at the bottom, they have to be supported. SMEs have to be supported at all levels so that they can reach up. So that is why I said we probably have to have a multiple promo attack on how to promote this, not one single tool. Boleh? Ini yang lain, any of the other international agencies, have you finished before my local media takes me on? Right.
How many ASEAN countries think are likely to be dispatched in particular certification?
As I told you, in every country there will be some people who will be ready. There are some companies who will be ready, right? And so that is, the percentage might vary. In some countries, maybe 70% will be ready. Some countries, 10% might be ready. So that is from where we have to start.
Maybe the countries that are likely to embrace this.
I think, as I told you, every country will have some potential already there. I wouldn't say like Vietnam. They're already in a certain state of evolution. They're also exporting food to many countries in the world. I'm sure when they export, they would have grown to meet up to the standards. Likewise, Malaysia. Like a few years ago, we had a crisis when European Union refused to take our fish, and we had to respond to that, you know. And that was because we did not heed to those standards which were imposed by the European Union. But after we transformed our fish industry to meet up to this, now we are re-exporting back according to the standards which were imposed by European Union. So that this evolution is important in every country. So that, but we will work. I think the setting of the center is in that direction. It is recognizing that food safety is something needed, something very important, and there is a need for countries to get together. Okay. Oh ya, European Union ada standard mereka. Tadi dia ada di dalam ucapan beliau. They have already got common standards in European Union. So, right. Okay. Okay. So you're done, huh? Okay. tempatan. Saya dah memberi kenyataan tentang ini banyak kali. Stroke Harbour sampai semalam jumlah kes ialah 29 kes. Yang telah 29 dimasuk ke hospital, 6 yang dapat rawatan dari klinik kesihatan. Kebanyakannya bukan serius, 5 kes yang pingsan akibat daripada stroke Harbour, lain semua ialah exhaustion dan sebagainya. Dan kementerian telah melalui satu kempen, telah mengeluarkan banyak nasihat supaya rakyat mematuhi di dalam musim ini untuk memastikan kita tidak menjadi mangsa atau kepada isu harbour yang begitu tinggi pada masa sekarang. Dan saya ingat pada keseluruhannya rakyat Malaysia sedar tentang itu dan mereka telah mengikut nasihat yang telah diberi oleh kementerian. Dan saya berharap kalau kita semua boleh mematuhi nasihat itu dan membuat apa yang patut, kita boleh melalui musim ini dengan tiada kesan yang begitu teruk. Ini jumlah total. Mostly adults. We have done something last year when we removed subsidy. We were on the other extreme, right? We were actually subsidizing sugar for a long time. So, and last year through our intervention, I had great time convincing cabinet that nothing will happen if we remove subsidy on sugar, and so we actually removed the subsidy, and actually nothing happened. That means people didn't reject it. In fact, people accepted. So that was a good thing. So our subsidy, by doing that, the sugar price actually went up by 30 to 40 cents a kilo. So that only happened last year. So on whether taxing sugar will be beneficial, again we have to look at the evidence. If the scientific evidence tells us that taxing sugar actually reduces its consumption, then we can consider, and we have to identify what is the level it should be taxed before it reduces consumption. So that has to be based. Is no point we tax sugar consumption doesn't go down but goes up. That means the whole exercise is not used. So we have to look at the evidence, and there will be a value, a level at which will vary from country to country, at which there will be an effect. But overall, I think the awareness of Malaysians as far as sugar is increased tremendously, and I can say the consumption is lower than what we think before, except for that soft drinks and all that intakes. We are discussing with the industries whether we can come up with some modules where we can reduce the content of sugar within the drinks itself. Okay?
So you're saying 29 new cases, is it for heat stroke?
No, 5 cases of heat stroke.
5 cases of
The rest all of heat exhaustion and the lesser forms of it.
Do you know the government's move to stop some of the schools operating in the states?
Yes, that's the Ministry of Education has announced it, and they will have their reasons why they announced it. Probably they have taken into consideration predictions of weather, the situations of the school, and they have made an announcement. So we leave it to them to make that decision.
For parents, for their children, are they supposed to stay outdoors as much as possible?
That announcement we have given before, that as far as possible avoid outdoor activities, except that is very unavoidable. And we have requested that all kind of strenuous physical activity in the daytime to be reduced wherever possible to the minimum. Because most of the cases of heat stroke which we had were they were actually involved in strenuous physical activity. And so that is our advice. And if the school environment, classrooms, it's something which the schools have to see. In most of the schools, I think they can continue the classes without any possible effect.